Hey, what's up guys? It's Inscript Sport coming back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about some NBA stuff, still some early season thoughts on a couple of different teams. This video will be the Houston Rockets and the Brooklyn Nets. So we're going to start with the Rockets. My early season thoughts on them, I think Harden and Westbrook are working. Now, some people disagree so far. They say, oh, that they're just flipping back and forth. Like, oh, it's your turn. Oh, it's your turn. That's what people are saying. They're like, oh, they can't play together. They have to let somebody go for a couple minutes and then somebody else goes for a couple minutes. And yes, while that is happening right now, how else are you supposed to get it to work? Like, you can't just go out there and play Westbrook's going to play his way and Harden's going to play his way and never pass each other the ball. Like, at least what I'm seeing so far is they're giving each other opportunities. They're not saying, oh, it's your turn, oh, it's my turn. Have you watched the end of some of their games? Because the end of some of their games is when they really show that their chemistry is real. They are passing the ball to each other. They're giving it up freely. You saw Westbrook last game. He only scored like 17 points, I think. Harden went off for 59, which is usual for him. But Westbrook's not being the guy, oh, I need the ball in my hands all the time. He's being, like, hey, you do your thing. I'll make my plays when I need to. That's what they're doing so far. And I think that's exactly how they need to do it to make it work. I think Westbrook needs to be the point guard and let Harden get up the court, like on a couple of transition plays. Let Westbrook get up the court, drive the ball to the lane. If they don't have anything, back it back out, get it to a trailing Harden for a three. That's what they need to do. They did that a couple of times really well the last couple of games. I think that right now, it's not pretty for sure. The games aren't pretty. Like they're not winning by a whole lot. They are 3-1, but the games aren't pretty, which I'm not worried about because I think eventually it will work and it'll look a lot better and it will look more entertaining. But right now, you got to figure it out some way. Like, you got to do it some way. The difference with Harden and Westbrook, they're both guards. Like, I'm going to get to LeBron and AD in another video. All they have to do is LeBron just get it to AD in the post, and AD works, and LeBron can move and do his thing, or LeBron can drive, and AD can be there to rim run, which is what he does. But when it's Harden and Westbrook, how else are a backcourt going to work together unless you're like Klay Thompson, who just sits in one spot and doesn't dribble and just shoots? So, because Westbrook and Harden aren't like that, so they have to have some way of both having the ball and working out when each other needs the ball. So I don't think that's chemistry or a lack of chemistry. I think that's just how they are playing and how they're trying to work out the kinks in their games. So I think it's working fine. But I will say, their offense is insane. They just beat the Wizards last night as I'm recording this, 159 to 158. Third or fourth highest game in NBA history in the regular season. That's crazy how much offense they had. They do need to work on their defense. I will say that. Their defense has not looked great yet. But I think they'll work it out. They have good defenders on their team. They just need to work out their defense. They spend a lot of time working on offense, and they always have, and they always will work harder on offense. But I think defense will come. I don't think that's a concern of mine right now. Now, if they're playing the way they are right now in game 80 and 81 and 82 and in the playoffs, then I will be worried. But it is game like 5 for them, so I'm not worried about it right now. So let's move on to the Brooklyn Nets. So I'm going to say this about them. They have been battling, but they haven't totally figured it out yet. They've really played really close games so far. Kyrie missed a game winner. He made a game winner. They lost a heartbreaker to Memphis on a last-second buzzer beater. So they've been in a lot of close games so far this year. So that's a good sign for me and for them. Kyrie definitely brings drama to the team. There were reports that he has mood swings, and he said, oh, everybody does, which I kind of agree. Yeah, everybody does have mood swings. But if the whole locker room is saying that about you, it's probably true. Now, I don't know who's all saying it. I don't know if it's just one person that's spreading rumors, but, he does bring drama, and I think he would admit, oh, yeah, he's more dramatic. And that's just something you have to deal with. LeBron won a championship and almost a couple more with Kyrie, so, I don't think in the end it's going to matter a whole lot. This season, they're not going to win a championship anyway. They're just trying to go deep into the playoffs, so I think, they're just trying to work out the kinks, kind of like the Rockets. I mean, when any team gets a new player, it's going to take a little bit to work out everything, work out how he socializes and how he communicates with teammates. It's going to take time. And I will say that they are going to make the playoffs. I predicted them to. Based on their talent on their team, they have a lot of talent on their team. But I think they'll lose in the first round just basically because of the unit that they have. While it's talented, I don't know if they have the veteran experience to make it past the first round with a new Kyrie and without KD. Now, I could be wrong, and I've been wrong before, but I don't think they'll make it past the first round, but I do think they'll make the playoffs. So let me real quickly talk about the Rockets and Nets. They play tomorrow night, probably when this video will be posted. I'll try to get it out before the game so I can say I did it before. But so what I think is going to happen here is I think the Rockets will come out on top. I think it's going to be an interesting showdown, though, and I think the Rockets will come down on top because of Westbrook with Kyrie Irving. I think Westbrook will try to make Kyrie run all over the floor to guard him. And while I think Kyrie will come back, I think that the Rockets have an answer for everything the Nets have. And that's not something I will say about the Clippers or Lakers yet because I don't think they have answers for everything for that. But I think Capella and Jarrett Allen, they've had their battles through their career already. With Karis LeVert and Harden, it's about Karis LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie combined to equal Harden. I think that's what that ended up in Westbrook. It's going to be Westbrook versus Kyrie, I think, and who can outduel each other. And I think Westbrook will just because of the pure athleticism that he has and the way Kyrie's going to have to defend, where he hasn't really had that yet, where he's had to be like, he has to run all over the floor to chase somebody. That's what Westbrook brings. He brings a sense of urgency that not a lot of point guards have. He just has that sense, I'm going to rush up the court. We're going to get open threes. So I think the Rockets will prevail. But I think it's going to be a good game. I want to see how it plays out with the two new look teams. And not totally new look. There's just one or two players different on each team. So that's what I think about that game. Let me know what you think about these two teams in the comments. Let me know which one you think is better, what team's going to win this game on Friday night. And let me know what you want to see next on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.